So I didn't advertise this at all, so I don't think anybody is going to show up necessarily. But that's okay. I don't really need anybody here. I just wanted to make a quick video. And like I mentioned in the first bootlegger phone thing again, I also mentioned that in the first video, so that segue actually kind of worked. But I just wanted to go over some of the bootlegger updates that I've done since the last video. I know that was only a couple of days ago, but I've been working on it based on some feedback and suggestions from you guys. So I have made some changes. Well, let's get Bootlegger loaded up here. And I don't know whether that is... It is not streaming, so let's do the full screen capture. That should be good to go now. Hopefully it will show up in the preview window here in a second, and I can know that it is on screen. Okay, my stupid ass has, let's see. Yeah, apparently it just doesn't want to show up for whatever reason. I am seeing it on my end, but my YouTube studio end is not showing it. There we go. It is on screen now. Sorry about that. Anyway, so what we've got is a couple of new features here. Nothing's really changed too much here. Somebody mentioned that the white on this kind of like grayish blue was a little hard to read. So I did change all the inputs to black. That applies to both the card info and the move text. So that is a thing now. I'm not going to do like a whole card like I did last time. I will basically just kind of show you guys the changes here. Let's load up a card front just to make it easy. They're on my desktop. OW cards, individual bootlegs. We're going to go ahead and we will use... I think this is my colored BF roller. No, that's not the colored one. We'll go ahead. We'll use my self-colored version of Warner's Bill Miller that he did for me. And we'll just... I'm going to add a couple of things here to make it more obvious of what's going on. So we'll just add Bill Miller, and then we will say this is the tutorial, or it's not really a tutorial, but video bootleg. Hit OK, that'll change, everything's good there. I added this little denotation here that it's a bootleg created with Bootlegger so that everybody is aware of what the card is, that it is not an official card. I don't think anybody noticed this, but I did. So, in the previous version, if you took a headshot, it spilled out just ever so slightly into this black border here, which made it uneven in the area that the headshot was at. I hated that. I noticed it, and I fixed that, so it will no longer do that. So that is all good. And then you come up here, and let's say you wanted to build this card from, you have a PDF or something. You can actually change the resolution now. There was a lot of requests for this, but now you can get it into not full screened mode. It will switch back into full screen at 1920 by 1080 when you export. So if I was to go like this, and this is the other change here, you can now export directly to a PDF. So let's do that. Click here. It's going to go into full screen, do what it needs to do, and then it will switch back to whatever you wanted it to be at in the first place. And then this is the other change. Actually, a few people were saying that they couldn't find the files after they hit export, or that the export didn't do anything. So I added this little pop-up here that comes up and lets you know where you can find your thing. And you could just hit open file, and it will just straight up open the PDF. And here we go. So you can see that this is the video bootleg, the Bill Miller. It is formatted for printing. Everything should print at the proper size. I put little cut guidelines on here to help you with cutting, because cards with a white border are going to be harder to cut than, on a white background. So you've got your cut guidelines. Everything is good. And now, yeah, you can export directly to PDF. I really strongly dislike single card PDFs, but apparently you guys like them a bit or don't mind them. And so I figured, if most of you guys have no problem exporting single card PDFs, then, it is something that I'm able to add, so why not? So let's go back in here. We're going to switch to full screen again, because I prefer full screen because I've got two monitors, so it works nicely for me. But for those of you who do not, you can now, if you have I know when I'm doing my bootleg sets, I input all of the information into an Excel sheet before I create the cards. So, I can have that open on my second window, but if you don't, or second screen, but if you don't have that ability, now you can put this into, a windowed mode and have your document open side by side to input all of the information. So hopefully that will be easier for you guys. That's definitely something that a lot of people have asked for, so clearly it was a big deal. Anywho, those are the changes. The update is live right now on the links that are in the Bootlegger thread on the official forums and in the Bootlegger post in the Facebook group. That's the places where you can get this application. And so yeah, the update is live. You can go ahead and download it now and start creating your PDFs in a much easier way to do, and you won't need any third-party graphics programs like Photoshop or whatever to share your PDF files. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you, and have a good day.